Today is Friday. It's April 12th. We're in Tennessee right now. We were supposed to be here Wednesday evening, but that huge storm that wreaked havoc down in Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi put a damper on our travel plans.
The storm hit Slidell just outside of New Orleans, and numerous roads and underpasses in and around New Orleans are underwater.
Other vehicles wrecked, power lines down. Worst case scenario that you could imagine.
I had a video planned for Thursday, but with all this weather shenanigans going on, I didn't have time to get that one edited. With all this fresh in my mind, it just seemed better to film this video because right now it's tornado season. So let's get right into it. This list I'm giving you, for me, in my mind, after what we just went through, is in order of importance. So the number one thing that you want to do is watch the weather and plan your travel accordingly. Out east right now, it's tornado season. If you're going to be heading south, just be aware of that and check the weather. Always, always, always check the weather before you travel. For the weather for where you're going, the weather for where you're traveling from. Just, you might as well just cover the whole United States. Just check the weather. We have 3 apps that we like to use. The one that just came on my phone. The second app is the Weather Channel. And the third one is the Windy app. It just tells you about all the wind conditions across the United States. It tells you wind speeds, wind gusts. That is a handy app. The Weather Channel, it seems to be the best for right now. With this situation, we didn't get a warning that was going on. Now, we didn't receive the notification, and that is a problem to me. I'm not really sure why that happened. I always keep the app up to date. The other thing that we use just to keep track of the weather now, actually, because after all this, recently found Ryan Hall on YouTube. He does weather chasing, live weather reports. He was live for like 8 hours during this whole situation in Louisiana and Texas and Florida and all of it. So he seems to be very knowledgeable. And the whole channel is just very calm, and it helped us kind of stay calm and just be informed. Number 2, and really right up there with number 1. I mean, number 2 probably beats number 1 in a way, but we're specifically talking about RV travel, and you kind of need to know before you go. So that's why I put that number 1. So number 2, take warnings seriously. Every single tornado warning, take it seriously. Don't worry about how you're going to look if you look silly to other people or whatever. I know that the locals can be very desensitized. I mean, you're like, what's going on? Sirens and warnings and all this, and they're just like going shopping and just like doing whatever. The summer before last, we stayed at the KOA in Anderson, South Carolina, where we experienced our first ever tornado warning. And it was exactly like this. We got into the truck to try to find a safe place. We went to the office to ask if there was some kind of storm shelter on site. The guy inside was sitting there eating some mandarin oranges, and he just said, nope. So we asked, well, what do people usually do? To which he said, I'm going to sit here and eat my little oranges. Don't be like that. They're completely desensitized, and it's not that they're like dumb or anything like that. It's just that they've been through this. They hear the sirens, they hear the warnings. It seems like it's hyped up on the news for days before the storms even get there. So I kind of get it, but the technology that we have to be informed about a tornado before it's actually happening is a gift, and you don't want to take that for granted. It could save your life, and your life is worth saving. And by the way, caring what people think is just a trick and a trap, so don't fall for it. Also, take tornado watches seriously. There's a huge difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning, and it's really in the words. A watch is just, we're watching out for tornadoes. But a warning is, there is a tornado. And it's either that radar has picked up some rotation in the clouds that could very easily, very quickly become a tornado, hit the ground, and just blast through and create all kinds of destruction. That's a warning. That's a huge difference. So a watch, that's a good time to just kind of be prepared and think about what the heck you're going to do. And a warning, I mean, it's too late to try to think about what you're going to do. I mean, not totally too late, but you kind of need to really know what you're going to do before there's a warning, because it can just happen so fast. Number 3, just stay calm. If you're panicking and you're all amped up and hyper, you're not going to be able to think and stay focused on what you need to do to stay safe. Staying in control and focused and just doing what needs to be done can save lives. And you can freak out or break down or whatever later, after everything is said and done. And if you feel like you need to just cry or whatever, then you can do it later. Like right now, you got to stay calm and focused. A few things that can help you stay calm is, first of all, plan ahead. Plan. Make sure you have good shoes, a hoodie, because if you get wet, you're going to get cold. And take it from me, because when we had our first little warning and had to go take shelter, I put on slides because I'm just thinking fast, let's get out of here. We got wet. And my shoes got wet and they were slippery and I couldn't walk as fast. And you could slip, you could fall, you could twist an ankle, you could break an ankle. Another thing that can help you stay calm, take your pets with you, because then you're not sitting here worrying about them and getting upset about them and getting scared for them. So you can stay focused on what you need to do to stay safe. So just bring them with you. The last thing for staying calm, which really should have been probably the first thing for staying calm that can help you stay calm, I believe in the power of prayer. So if you start getting scared or freaked out, just pray. Number 4, extremely important, you need to leave your RV during a tornado warning. It's the worst place you could possibly be. Pretty much any place else other than your RV is going to be better and safer. I mean, have you seen what these things are made of? The walls are like 2.5, 3 inches of styrofoam with a tiny little sliver of fiberglass on one side and then a tiny little sliver of like some kind of flimsy board stuff and a thin layer of wallpaper. That's what the walls are. The windows aren't as strong as normal house windows or even car windows. If everything I'm telling you goes in one ear and out the other, please just remember the 2 things. Take the warnings seriously and leave your RV. If that's all you remember, just remember those 2 things. And number 5, figure out a shelter plan before you ever need it. As soon as you arrive at the campground, start assessing the place, ask the property manager, ask the lady that you check in with in the office what their plan is. What do they do? What do other people do? If there's a tornado warning and you need to seek shelter, which that's what that means. If there's a warning, that's what you need to do immediately, is find shelter, a safe shelter. Your RV is not safe. Remember that. Get out of your RV. Find safe shelter. Most RV parks, their bathrooms are made out of concrete. It's best if they have no windows. An interior room like inside of the clubhouse. Local storm shelters that are underground are obviously the best. And once again, you can ask the property manager when you check in if there's any local shelters. They might be too far away for a warning for you to get there in time. So you still need to kind of have like backup plan. But you can always ask about that, of course. You can get down or behind any kind of concrete wall or concrete structure, even a big boulder. If you're camping, maybe boondocking, and there just isn't any buildings, that could be an option. If you're driving, I know this sounds so scary. Like I can't even imagine, but if you're driving, the best thing to do, this is what they say, and it makes sense to me, but the best thing to do is get out of your vehicle and find the lowest spot you can find, a low-lying ditch, and just get down in that ditch. And the idea is that you want to protect yourself from any kind of flying debris. Most deaths and injuries are from stuff flying around. If you're ever in this kind of situation, be aware of downed power lines. Some that are already down, some that could potentially go down. That is very dangerous. If there's water on the ground and if power goes down, the water that's around for kind of a ways can be electrified. If you step in it, you can get electrocuted. So that's just something to be aware of. Failure to plan is a plan to fail. Before you ever even go to a place, you should be planning according to the weather, planning to just be watching it. Once you get to your place, planning to take shelter if need be. If there's going to be severe weather, plan it out before you ever need to use it, because once that warning happens and you're like, oh crap, we got to get out of here, and you don't know what you're doing, that is precious time wasted. So what happened with us, and this is an example, I would say, of what not to do. First of all, we knew about the weather. We had been watching it, but we thought it was just going to be rain. We didn't really know that there was a potential for severe weather. So we got to our spot, we got set up, we got settled. We were pretty tired, so we kind of went to bed early and was just watching TV. The girls were upstairs watching TV and just relaxing, and kind of heard something outside, and Jeff said, pause that real quick. I hear something. So I paused it, and I was like, is that a tornado siren? And he was like, I think it is. So he looks at his phone. Sure enough, there was a tornado warning and the sirens were going off. We were not ready for this at all. So we scramble, we get ready. We did at least kind of have in our minds, well, maybe we can find the bathrooms and just go into the bathrooms. We didn't even know where the bathrooms were once we got there. So that's one thing right away. Just pay attention to your surroundings. Where's the bathrooms as soon as you get there? So we got the dogs, we got in the truck. The sirens are going off this whole time, which means there's a warning, which means there's a tornado. I don't know where it's at. It's dark. We don't know, Anyway, so we get piled in the truck. We drive up towards the office. There's some people kind of standing around looking at their phones. We stopped, asked them, what's everybody doing? And they said, well, the bathroom's probably the safest place because there's no windows. Locals just standing there outside while the sirens are going off. So we decided we're going to go to Walmart because it's right around the corner. Okay. And I don't know, because we saw some cars parked there and it seemed like everyone was kind of piling in, and we had our dogs, and it was just like, well, we'll just run to Walmart and we'll go inside Walmart. So we get to Walmart. Now the Walmart wasn't far. It was literally just right around the corner. So it's not like we were driving for a long time to get to Walmart. So we're sitting there trying to decide, well, should we just go ahead and go inside right now? What should we do with the dogs? Because, I mean, initially I'm thinking I'm bringing the dogs inside. Okay, which of course I would love to do that, but that's a good way to just waste time, and they're going to tell you, no, out of here, yada, yada. So we decide, okay, we're just going to leave the dogs in the truck and we're going to go inside. That's it. They're much safer in the truck than they would be in the camper, because truck doors, truck windows, much stronger than that 2-inch styrofoam. The second we decide to get out and go in, it just starts pouring, wind blowing sideways, the buggies from the Walmart buggies just blowing down the road. We're getting drenched. Okay. We get up to the door and they had just locked that door. And of course it's dark outside, so we're banging on the door and they can't see us because it's dark, can't hear us because it's just noisy. So, oh my God. I mean, that could have been a tornado, like right there, and we're just banging on the door. So that was just silly. Take it from us. Be prepared. Don't follow our example. Some safety tips and some products that you might want to think about. Number one, a dry erase board. Hang it, where you always can see it. We have ours right over here by the front door. Write down the address of the RV park, your site number, and any codes that you might need. Codes to the bathroom, any codes, and take a picture of it with your phone, and then you'll always have it. Something else you might want to think about is a weather radio. We did not get that first. We went through 2 of these warnings. The second time we knew what to do. We got in the bathroom. We were safe. We were good. But that first time, that first warning, we didn't get a warning on our phones. I'm not sure why. Our weather apps are always up to date. We had good service. I'm not sure what happened there because we always get all the Amber Alerts and everything. But that one we did not get. We heard the sirens though. So a weather radio might be something you want to consider. They have some you plug in and then they have wind up ones. Another thing is a solar charger. We have a solar charger. I think it has 4 USB ports. It's awesome. It works really well. We've had it in the cabinet for months and anytime I pull it out, it still has juice. I don't know how because it's pitch black in there. But that sucker works, and they're very reasonably priced. It's small and compact, light, but you always can have some kind of power to charge your phone. The last thing is that you might want to consider putting together some bug out bags. You could put the emergency blankets in there, those silver things, put some ponchos in there, some snacks, extra chargers, the solar charger, water, some helmets. If you're going to be in the South during tornado season, I mean, a helmet, if you have to get on the ground outside, you know, it could protect you. Flashlights or the glow sticks that snap, a first aid kit, and maybe just like some creature comforts, you know, stuff that might make you feel better. Maybe a stuffed animal for a kid, or some candy or gum or anything that might be able to take your mind off of stuff. It's that time of year, so everyone just be safe. I want you all to be safe out there. I hope this video helped you. On a lighter note, springtime means hummingbirds. We love to feed them and we love to see them. You can check out all my tips for feeding hummingbirds on the road in this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.